Hello all, it's all here back with another video. Today's rune guide video is going to be on Megan, the Mystic Witch. I'm going to go through her best runes, the best stones and the best team ups to get the most out of her. But before we jump into this, did you know we've done 30 plus videos now for most of the characters in the game? And I would love for you to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss further rune guides. I've also done co-op bosses videos as well, so check those out. I'll leave the tag at the top. And just when we get to the end of the video, make sure you check out the rune guide playlist so you can maximize the power of your team. So with that all said and done, let's go over to the attack of what Megan does. So Megan's attack is called the Witch's Secret Spell, and what this does is it grants acceleration 1 and attack up 2 on all allies. Acceleration 1 grants like 8.5 speed per monster in your team, and attack up 2 gives you 20% extra attack. So she is a very good support in the fact that she speeds you up and attacks harder. So that is what Megan's attack does. So let's move over onto the runes then. So in the early game, the only rune you want to equip on Megan is the Swift rune, as this drops her mana cost from 3 to 2, and you want to be making sure you can pop her off as early as possible to give you that advantage. Or if you're in a sticky situation, you want to be able to pop her off and get the speed buff and attack buff up in a situation where you can be advantageous. So moving on to the mid game then. So in the mid game is exactly the same as the late game, and what you want to be having on her is the Swift rune, which drops the mana cost by 1, and you want the Will rune, which gives her immunity at the beginning of the battle, and once that's gone it has a 90-second refresh. They're the only runes you want to have on her. And then with the substats you want on there, you want to be making sure you have some crit damage received down on her. You're going to want some health, and you're going to want some resistance on her, just so that she can dispel some of those debuffs coming on her and she can last longer on the field. So Swift and Will are the ones you want to have on your Megan. Let's move on to the stones and find out which stones are best for Megan. So we're going to start with the commonest stone for Megan, which is her grey stone. And this increases the acceleration and attack up duration of the Witch's Secret Spell by an extra 3 seconds. This is super easy early game to grab. If you do grab it, put it on her, because it is a good stone to have early on. Later on in the game, if you're ever lucky enough to get her purple stone, now this is changed over different patches. It's definitely changed from when the first game came out. So it's a passive ability. You gain 2 mana over 12 seconds after the start of the game. So this just gives you an extra 2 mana injection just after the start of the game, which is always nice and helpful to have for those counters, and which puts you in a decent position. And then you do have her legendary stone. Again, this is a passive stone. When the enemy gets a beneficial effect, immediately it removes all beneficial effects and grants beneficial effect block on all characters with a cooldown exists. So this one's great if you got a Shannon. On the opposite time they use a Shannon to buff up the team. That buffs everyone. As soon as it applies on everyone, it immediately gets removed, and beneficial effect block grants on everyone who had the beneficial effect. This is by far my favourite stone for her. Super helpful. It's not got a very long cooldown time, so it can happen twice easily throughout a match, 3 times if you go into the sudden death part. But definitely the legendary stone is the one you want to have. So let's just move on to the team ups. So one of the best team ups you have with Megan is what I call the classic, which involves Lucian and Konomiya. Now you start off with Megan, giving you the attack 2 and speed 1. Then you use the illusion with the attack 2 on to attack the enemy. And then you use Commoner with his greenstone with 1 plus attack. Bring back Lucian, Lucian goes again and he attacks everyone with attack 3, which is 50% extra damage or extra attack on there. So she is a crucial part of the triple threat as the classic move is on there. Now you can go for a speed duo with my boy Bernard. Between the two, if they both have swift, it's only going to cost you 3 mana, and he will end up with having 3 speed, 2 attack and a crit up 1 on your entire team, which definitely puts you in an advantage position to use your attacks and to be able to have enough mana to counter the enemy. Definitely a very strong combo. You can team her up with Nikki. Now the best way to do this is to use Megan just before the Teddy tick goes off, because this increases Nikki's damage by 20%. Once that happens, the Teddy goes off, the Teddy also got the 20% buff as well. So that's just a cheeky one with Nikki to get the most out of that combo. And then you've got the new character Chasun. Now she heals the lines and puts attack up 1 on the line that she's on, which generally is the one with your attackers on there, because she's normally back row to keep the tanks alive. Copper Megan just after her. Now the whole back line has got 3 attack, so it can do major damage, and it's got acceleration 1 as well. So they're my best team ups for Megan. Now you know how to use Megan. Leave in comments down below if I've missed anything, or if you know any other team combos that you know of. I'd just like to say thank you for watching. Leave us a thumbs like, and if you check here on my right here, you can see the Lucian rune guide. Check that out, maximize your Lucian. These two plus Konomir is a definitely triple threat you need to work on and need to play with, because it's super fun doing it. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.